Indiana Jones, It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast where we point out to our henchmen that the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is getting away 1 minute at a time. My name is Tom Taylor.
My name is Pete Mummert.
My name is Jerry Porter. Oh.
And my name is Professor Christy Porter. Yeah, right. I didn't see that coming. Pause. I'm Professor Christy Porter. Very special guest star.
Hey, Christy.
Yay.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Mom doesn't love you.
Everyone says you're the best part of the show. Did you know that?
No, but thanks for mentioning.
Okay.
Mom didn't say that.
Oh, that's sad.
There's a note in the duck's mouth to say compliment your sister, and Jerry just ripped it up.
Oh.
Yep.
Anywho, we're here to talk about minute 14 of Last Crusade, which begins with Indy getting punched by a big sailor man, and it ends with a big boat sinking into the ocean.
This minute is incredibly violent. Like
I
I had forgotten how violent Indy can become just at the turn of a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And he picks up that nozzle of that fire hose hanging on the side of the boat, and he just wails on those two soldiers.
Yeah,
like he really nails them with that big metal pipe on the whatever
now,
the hose fitting.
Is neither of those guys Panama Hat guy?
No, they're both just
okay.
like
all right,
henchmen.
that's what I figured. But like sometimes when I was looking, I'm like, God, I can't tell. Is that him? Is he beating up on that poor old man?
You're sure that's a fire hose?
I think it is, because if you look, it looks like it's got the hose coming off of it.
Okay.
In the script, it's a crowbar, but I think in the movie, I think it looks like a.
It's not like a pipe or something, or like a.
Looks like a pipe.
But
it's not attached.
It does look like a pipe.
Like a firm, hard.
No, if you pause it at second 5, you see the hose part coming off of it. Or else it's attached to a rope or
something.
something.
I'm going to do this. It's second 5.
Yeah.
Well, in any event, whatever he's hitting him with, he's hitting him hard, because this is.
I don't get how you hit.
Violent.
Yeah, how would you hit somebody with a hose though?
No, it's the nozzle. It's like the big nozzle at the end.
Oh.
But what's weird is it doesn't look like the hose. It's the huge nozzle at the end, but the hose isn't attached, is it?
Yeah,
like the
second 5. Look.
Canvasy? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what it was, but I had the same note. It's a very, very violent. It's a very violent scene. Yeah. I mean, he's just wailing on him, and I couldn't tell if it was like a Temple of Doom type of violent, or if it was a Marion's Bar.
Yeah,
type
I think
of violent.
I think it's a Raiders kind of. It's a smile kind of violence.
What?
Yeah. Panama Hat smiled, and that just sets him off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That just sets him
Nobody
off.
smiles at me.
I was wondering why Spielberg had to take it to such a desperate place here. I mean, it's one thing to be almost drowned with all these waves, and it's another one to be, kicking the daylights out of everybody, and then there's this sinking ship, and then the very end it blows up. I mean, why did Spielberg have to go this far?
I don't know. This seems sort of standard Indiana Jones.
Oh, I thought it was cubed or something. Anyway, I was taken by surprise.
Really? Okay.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you don't see people blowing up on the ship and stuff. It's just like a big, pretty explosion, and it's got the Indiana Jones factor of how the hell did he just survive, just being like 2 feet
Yes,
from
that's right.
conflagration.
And that
that's true.
ship went down pretty fast.
When I say standard, I don't mean like dumb standard. I mean like it's righteous
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
But before we get there, we get Panama Hat yells, "Grab him! He's getting away! Stop him!" Which is almost exactly the same thing they yell in 1912. And I was wondering, is Indy kind of a Sisyphus figure? Like this, is he condemned to an entire lifetime of finding priceless objects only to repeat the exact same things over and over and over?
Well, when you consider that this is like Han Solo's dream, right around now he's like, God, I had that loot from the rebellion I was going to pay Jabba, and I didn't do that, and then the bounty hunter, Norm Mandel, forget it.
That's right.
That doesn't even make sense.
I do. I want when bad guys yell to their henchmen, stop, he's getting away, stop him, he's getting away. I just want it to be like a button on a thing that they just hold up. Yeah, it's got a pre-recorded stop, he's getting away, stop him.
Like Roadrunner holding up a sign.
Yeah.
Stop
or
him.
there's your Scooby-Doo. It's like, stop those kids, they're getting away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly Scooby-Doo,
Yeah.
and I think that's again what bothers me, because if we're gonna do Raiders and that kind of thing, you know what I think? I think Fräulein Ravenwood, let me show you what I'm used to, and then Nick.
Right.
It's like I want something just it's not stop him, grab him,
Yeah.
he's getting away, stop him. It's just like
You're
oof.
wearing me down with this, Jared, but I'm starting to agree.
Listen, and they're all. I'm bringing this up because Tommy's playing my kind of ball here.
Yeah.
He's still.
It almost sounds like he's like encouraging them, like he's training them, like this is their first henchman outing. It's like, stop him, he's getting away. Stop him.
Yeah, why do you have to tell him that? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, otherwise are they just going to stand there like, oh, he's getting away?
You both have hats on. How am I supposed to tell you apart?
Let me ask you this: if this is the third one, and it reminds me a little bit of Jedi Return of the Jedi, because they had to spell everything out, right? In the third one, because I always thought they had to get the young kids in there to let's engage the 6-year-olds and stop him. He's getting away is very much it's not the same thing as Fräulein Ravenwood, Nick. Because that could go right over those 6-year-olds' heads, but this couldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
It's so, like when we talk about this stuff, I picture like anyone who was actually an adult in 1981, if they could hear me now saying, "Well, Raiders was made for adults, and this is kind of made for like the family." They'd be like, "What are you talking about? Raiders of Las Vegas is a goofy popcorn movie," and it is, but it's made with that sensibility of like this is just a cool, awesome thing we're doing. And I think blockbusters have gotten like sort of codified enough and like sort of just bubblegummy enough at this point that stop, he's getting away.
Well, is this a third? Like the third movie and a sequel is for the family? Is that like a thing?
I think it's a progression, maybe. Usually, well, I don't know. It's not totally true.
I think this is Spielberg trying to clean things up a lot after Temple of Doom went so dark and people complained.
Yeah.
I think this is Spielberg.
Give him some candy. He's getting away.
Back in a little bit.
Give him his gift bag. Don't let him leave without a
But at
gift
the same
bag.
time, he still puts in the ultra violence. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of weird. But then, as we'll see later in this minute, there's kind of like goofy, silly violence.
There's
where you're
that
like,
too.
oh, say,
Yeah. But before we get there, I think something important happens here. Is we see that there are munitions crates on the deck of the ship. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, is Panama Hat running munitions and arms to somebody in the Spanish Civil War, which is going on right now? And if so,
maybe.
are we, since he's also an American, do we assume he's also fighting the fascists? Like, do we know he's a bad guy or just because he's against Indy? Or?
And he's dressed like Ernest Hemingway, so
Yeah, is he
he's Ernest Hemingway. I get it. No, he's not.
But I mean, the Spanish Civil War could have turned out very differently if these arms had made it to Spain.
That's true.
Oh well,
I
don't have a lot to
That's
say
a
to
book.
I still don't know how he got on the ship. Like, is he a stowaway?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense how he would be on this ship with the cross, unless, like you said, it's his ship.
Like it's his ship,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they're all stowaways on his
Oh,
ship.
wait. I got an awesome idea.
Yes?
Okay.
This just occurred to me because we're all like pre-wondering how the hell he survives after this. Maybe he was on his own boat and they came alongside and took him off his boat with the cross and came and brought him onto their boat to beat him up
Oh,
and,
I would
and
like
reclaim
that.
the stuff. And then he
That's
goes back to
possible.
his boat after this.
Because why would Panama Hat have the cross if this is Panama Hat's boat and he's running arms into a civil war? Why would he be carrying the Cross of Coronado with him?
Right.
Like he wouldn't. That would be ridiculous.
You ask a lot of possible questions, Pete.
Was the cross like in Spain? Like it had been Panama had returned it to the lovely Coronado family,
Right.
and then Indy stole it in the middle of the night, and then that's why they're off the coast of Portugal. He's literally racing it to get it back to Marshall College in the fourth floor geology building museum.
I had not really appreciated that they are running munitions, and I wonder if that's really, really important. The war in Spain notwithstanding, like, would it have made as much difference if they were running, for instance, fish heads?
They don't go
would have
up
gotten
as
a very
easily.
different result. Yeah, it just would have been like cod liver oil everywhere.
PU.
What a mess.
Well, I have a philosophical question here. Do you guys think that the Crucifix of Coronado wants to be saved? Because, I mean, look, the Ark of the Covenant had a mind of its own.
It's true.
Depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you're I mean, there was some Yahweh rumpus intervention.
Clearly, everybody agrees.
Because the Cross of Coronado, it falls on the deck, and then it gets almost swept out to sea, as if maybe some force, like maybe the ocean is calling it out, like jump, get away from Indy. Get away. It kind of, you're like, I'm not sure the Cross of Coronado even wants to be saved by Indiana Jones.
You ever wonder if Jerry's never seen an action movie before? And he can't get his head around like the way things work sometimes.
But maybe I haven't either, because I've got my notes also say, did Yahweh destroy the ship to save Indy? Because this is an incredibly crazy freak coincidence that, like, he does this Temple of Doom mine trolley thing where he grabs the hook and rides off into the wave.
Yeah.
And literally 2 seconds later, we get a freak wave that destroys, blows up the ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which it happens very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did Panama Hat deserve this fate? Like, how if he's the same as Indy?
I wrote that for the henchmen.
Yeah.
I wrote that for the henchmen who never even got to use the GI Bill.
Where'd you took him?
Well, listen, as you've said this before, lie down with dogs, get up with fleas.
Wait, who said that?
I don't know.
Christy.
Oh,
okay.
Professor Christy Porter. You tell that to all your freshmen.
No,
No, so these henchmen, they're on the wrong side of history, or maybe on the right side of history, depending.
They're on the wrong side of Indiana Jones's fist. That's what they
Yeah,
are.
right.
that is true. Yeah.
or his fire hose. Yeah.
Where's Fun Heroes? Christy, this is a family show.
But it's like you kind of end up supporting the team of the city you grew up in. Like, we kind of support Indy because we've been watching Indy movies, but maybe there's an alternate universe where people are watching Panama Hat movies, and Indy's the villain here.
Yeah, this is the last of the series, and
Yeah,
they all
this
go
is
home depressed.
The tragic ending, yeah.
It's only 20 minutes long.
Oh my God, this was an incredible dark movie. This was incredible. I can't believe he had the guts to end it this way.
I hear they're going to reboot it. He's going to have a black hat this time.
Tom Selleck's going to play Panama Hat.
It'll be good.
Danny DeVito's going to play one of the henchmen.
Is there a benefit to swinging off the ship the way that Indy does, as opposed to jumping over the side?
It looks more fun.
It
Does
does look more
I
fun.
know.
And he
I
might get a little
agree,
farther
I agree.
away.
He does,
Yeah.
right? He gets a little farther away. But I mean, does he know that he needs to do that because the ship's going to blow up? Is he like, well, this is my boat, and I put all the munitions on this deck?
All the munitions, it'll probably blow up.
Exactly.
What was he swinging from?
It's like a hook to load like crates.
Yeah.
So I think you'd
Oh, okay.
hook
So
the
it's
crates
on
onto
the
that, and then
drum
you'd
or
load it from the
something.
dock onto the
Okay.
But it's the
Yeah.
same. It's the exact same movie does in Temple of Doom when he goes from that scaffolding onto the mine trolley.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a professional swinger. And I don't mean like that.
Well, I had a question that echoes Jer's about the Cross of Coronado. So it's dashed to the deck and it's thrown on the floor and so forth. Is there a reason that had to happen? So my question is, would it bother Indy because it's a sacred object, and obviously it wouldn't bother Indy, but would it have bothered anybody else? Are these people only? If this is a sacred object. Is it art? Is it a relic? Is it sacred? We know that it doesn't bother Indy. I guess it bothered me. So, who else would it bother? Anyone?
Those Catholics get their meat hooks in you, sis.
I know.
You see, you can't.
Very hard to
Can't break
escape.
free.
No.
Yeah. So I love that you're sitting there going like, "Oh my God, not on the deck of the ship!"
With
somebody, quick, let's get a server. Come by and pick this up.
Here's a patent for you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew you'd know that word.
It didn't bother me. You know what? Let me try that on again. Nah, it didn't bother me.
Oh, much braver.
12 years.
Much braver.
Yeah, I'll tell you about a wasted theme song.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Nothing.
Did it bother you that Indy comes up and we get that beautiful explosion, and there's a life ring like just 2 feet away from him, and then B that the ship's called the Coronado?
Little bit.
Yeah. Is it just too much coincidence, or is it too heavy-handed? Or
I wonder if he's
A little bit.
we saw in Raiders he like survived on top of this U-boat for who knows how many hundreds of miles without drowning or anything. And here this thing just like maybe water is like his. Like you guys talk about Yahweh, like maybe Poseidon is like got Indy's back or something.
Jar Jar,
He's like always
a
watching
Gungan,
out for him.
Yeah, he's a Gungan.
See,
I'm a Gungan.
That's not funny.
See, I think Indy stole the Cross of Coronado from the lovely Coronado family.
And this is their
in
boat?
Spain. Yeah, no. I think that, well, that's one possibility, that this is their
He
boat.
just
But
took
I
the
think
boat and all.
as he was leaving the port, we all know Indiana Jones makes it up as he goes along. So he gets to the port. He's trying to get back to the U.S., and he happens to see this boat. And he's like, say, that boat's called the Coronado.
What odds?
I'm going to get this. Yeah. What are the chances? And yes, it happens to be the lovely Coronado family of Spain. It happens to be their yacht.
Yacht.
Filled with munitions.
Yeah, filled with munitions. I was trying to figure out, like, because if it is Panama Hat's boat, why did he call it the Coronado if he didn't sell the Cross of Coronado to get it? Which would mean that Indy did steal the cross from somebody else. Like, it'd be weird to have the Cross of Coronado.
He may have been able to finance that himself, like without selling the cross.
And then just the Cross of Coronado was kind of his
he was just into it. Maybe,
signature item. That was, everything's Coronado for him now.
Right. You should see his place. It's ridiculous.
His neighbors are sitting around going, his name really isn't Coronado. I know it says that on the mailbox.
And someone tell him the Coronado wore a white hat and like a red carnation.
Right.
That's a great point because, I guess Fedora Man, you're like, okay, so he digs it up and he grave robs and then he sells it to this guy who has an obsession, who's a nuts on the subject of Coronado. And you're like, is that, that guy didn't sell it and make a profit. We don't even know where the cross has been for 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was with the lovely Coronado family, or maybe it was in a museum.
Maybe it was in a museum.
It was at the geology museum on the 4th floor at Barnett College that he wanted it to be in.
Maybe it just sailed around the world on this boat.
Yeah.
Or maybe this guy wears it around his neck or something, and I don't know. Indy happened to take it off.
Oh yeah, there's like a scene where he's snoring in the room, and he goes, and he kind of almost wakes up while he's tiptoeing over to take it off his neck.
Yeah, and there's maybe it's super pimped out Flavor Flav style rosary, and Indy snipped it.
obviously.
Yeah, he snipped it while Coronado was asleep.
Well, you got to be careful because Marion wore hers around her
That's
neck.
true.
That's right.
As a precedent.
That's exactly. That's what people do.
Quite a knocker, I'm telling you.
Is this a reference to Chewie not getting a medal, but Han getting a medal in Star Wars?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That was good.
I'll tell you this, Pete. You mentioned this before. Are we all sitting here as grown-ass adults supposed to believe that Indiana Jones grabs a candy-sized lifesaver during a maelstrom? That's just. It's like with a little orchestra swell, our hero survives the swells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plops into the shallow end of a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really like my boat idea, my Indy boat.
Yeah,
I like that too,
I'm
actually.
going to go
Yeah,
with
I
that.
like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too. I think you're right.
Because it
We
makes
just
his
don't- yeah.
like just swinging off the boat in the first place makes a little more sense.
So maybe Short Round's driving the boat.
Short Round is not driving. the boat.
Willie's back there filling it up with fuel,
No.
and Short Round's driving.
Now you're just being silly.
Yeah.
Wasn't in one of the comic books? Doesn't Shorty drive the boat, the getaway boat?
Yeah, we did see something like that. Somebody posted that in the Listeners Crusade. Was that a boat or a car? I forget.
No, I think it's a boat. I think he was driving a
you're
boat. Like he was home from boarding school in Switzerland or
Yeah,
something.
but he still had the same hat, but he had it resized apparently.
Yeah, that's what people do in Indiana Jones universe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though is Pete, about maybe 20 years ago, you developed your own suit
Yeah.
style. Yeah, your own style.
Well,
of
that's why I
dress,
buy
and you
this,
haven't
yeah.
changed in 20 years.
Yeah.
So it is fair. Now Pete Mummert has his own signature style of suit.
So wait, let me
clothes.
pause for a moment before we explore that for a little while. Do you and Tom also have your 20-year-old uniform that you've been wearing for 20 years?
I actually kind of do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tommy does. See, you got cargo. Look, it could be
Yeah.
-7 below, and you have
All right,
cargo
it's
shorts on.
true.
Yeah, or
You do have cargo
I've
shorts
got
on.
khakis and a t-shirt and a flannel. That's what I do.
Yeah.
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 And Jerry had that uniform for several years, and then Jerry changed his uniform and has had a new uniform for the last 10.
It's true. That's
That's
why
true.
I call him Hollywood.
That's true. I try and mix it up.
You
a
don't
little.
mix it up a little bit. You were dressed like a nerd in Hollywood and you couldn't take it.
Tripping on your knee socks.
Man.
Are you from Ohio? No.
You shut up.
What makes you say that?
Cross of Coronado in your pocket. Yeah.
So do you.
It's getting away. I'm getting away. Mom. Well, we're tapering off. Is that it for 14?
I think it. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
Well, no, it's not. That was premature.
What do you?
There's
Oh, I
something
apologize.
large
Oh,
coming in
okay.
over the wire.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. This just I can't. This just in from the smartest little pig that built her house out of bricks
That's the one.
because she went to Yale. She's the smartest one in the family.
Like,
The first 12 minutes of this movie take place during a bright blue skied sunny afternoon. And now we see grown Indy in 1938, and it's in a dark and stormy setting. Does this reflect a dark turn in our hero's life?
I'm glad she's an Esquire because that telegram must have cost a fortune.
I was gonna say, geez, no stops or nothing. Like articles and prepositions.
Yeah.
Sweet Lord.
okay, dark.
I mean, I think we've lost some. Well, we've lost some innocence from the young Indy, bright, blue-skied, sunny days
Yeah.
to like off the coast of Portugal. We all know what that means. Sea monsters abound, and it's dark and it's raining and everybody feels cold and it's dangerous and getting
And it is
cudgeled.
my
with,
personal phobia, by the way, dark water.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Why did it have to be dark water? I wrote that down. Why did it have to be dark water? Why did it have to be dark water?
Interesting. Now we know what to get you for your birthday. I don't know what that means.
No.
No.
So yes, I think this is I'm going to argue yes. Niemer is right because this is because we're seeing that this is really, really violent. So
Yeah.
he said that it was very, very violent. We don't really know what he's up to, why he's stealing this thing. There's no up and up here. There's probably no hero in this movie. But pardon me, minute.
Yeah.
Minute. Ooh. So yes, I'm gonna say yes.
I will point out that the darkest, most brutal thing that Indiana Jones does is in broad daylight when he smile punches the Nazi out of the truck. That's on a beautiful, bright, sunny day. So I don't know if we can definitely say that he's taken a dark turn just because it's dark out. Because his darkness outshines any black hole sun.
I think it was just that's true, but he's turned dark from that youthful 1912
He's
innocence.
no longer the idealistic young kid who wants to
Yeah.
really put things in a museum.
Although he still spouts that self-righteous drivel.
It just means something
It
different
belongs
now.
in a museum. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's kind of...
It didn't
Yeah.
really work this time, did it? No.
No.
Nah.
I
That's
think
dark.
people stopped
Nah.
believing that 2 movies ago.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've heard from the immensely expensive telegraph operator, probably time
Look,
to
if
wrap
you can
this one
afford
up.
a house of brick.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Exactly.
true.
See, yeah.
That's true.
Piggy Moneybags.
Neary family over there.
House of brick. James Bond over here. That's it for minute 14. If you cannot stand to wait to hear us again tomorrow, you should go join the Indiana Jones Minute and the Listeners Crusade over on Facebook and join our ongoing conversation with all you lovely people. It's a fun place to hang out when you're supposed to be working, like I did today. And then please come back tomorrow for minute 15 of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Grab him. He's getting away. Stop him.
Wait, let me write this down. He's getting away. Stop him. Grab him.
No.
No.
First, you need to grab him.
Oh, jeez.
Then he's getting away.
You grab him because he's getting.
Yeah.
It technically should be he's getting away. Grab
Yeah.
him.
Stop
I'm
him.
never going to
Yeah.
get Henchman of the Month.
I'll get it next time, boys.
Actually, maybe is it he's getting away? Stop him. Grab him. If we're going chronologically, what would not logically?
Oh yeah,
make
it
the
should be
most
he's
sense?
getting away. Grab him. Stop
No,
him.
I'd go with stop
Yeah.
him, grab him.
Or would it be stop him and then grab him?
He's not giving his orders in a chronological order. Yeah,
Yeah.
he gave the orders in the wrong order, so they're
Yeah,
confused.
exactly. No wonder he got away.
How do I grab him if he's getting away?
Indiana Jones's mind tricks work yet again.
How do I grab him if he's getting away?
It's all the way over there, boss. Of course I sees him.